Hey, what's up? How's it going? My name is Farron. If you're new here, what you're about to watch is a recap for November, an energetic recap. All right, I gotta tell ya, this month did not disappoint. It hit all of those crazy energetics, all of the highest ones and all of the lowest ones. I don't know if you noticed that. If you did, you should let me know in the comments. Full disclosure, I have notes. I had notes last time, but this time I wrote some sentences versus dates. And the reason I'm telling you that is because we're in a pretty great clearing phase, but it is a little bit confusing, and not confusing in the way where I'm getting to pause. It's more like, all right, figure it out. All right, figure it out, over and over and over. Notes. Let's see. We are definitely ending this month in that purge energy that I talked about. Now, it is hitting me very differently than some of the people around me, which is something that I really expected to happen. But the way it's landing is it's drastically different. Let's just put it that way. I'm gonna sit down. Whoops. Hi, I'm right here. Okay, it's a beautiful day. And there's a lot more people out here than I had anticipated for a Tuesday afternoon. So I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna read you some stuff. I'm gonna talk to you about some stuff. Okay, take a breath. Let it out. We're definitely ending this month in a purge energy, which is not very spacious. That is what I was alluding to when I was coming to this table. Okay, not spacious feeling. And that, I think, is because there's still a lot of resistance out there when it comes to which things are changing. I think that what I'm witnessing is a lot of people have a very specific shift there in mind, and they are not necessarily readying themselves for the shift that they've chosen. Granted, we do decide, but we also have to do the work to get us to this space so that we are ready for what's ready for us. And I feel as though there's a little bit of resistance to that specific action right now. This clearing energy, or this purge energy, is going to last for a couple of months. It's going to be the underlying theme in our phases. And I'm not sure if it's just 1 more month, 2 more months, but 2 to 3 more months is the feeling I have right now. And this might change. Okay, let me just read this. But as for where we have been this month, November did not disappoint. I already said that. I'm saying it again. It did not disappoint. I personally went into Fairyland many times this month for my own work, and at very specific times intentionally lost track of the collective movement. Opportunities repeatedly presented themselves, perfectly in line with the incoming energies. I heard this from a lot of people as well. This is another one of those things I would love you to comment on. Okay, this is what I was just saying. If ready, alignment with those things coming in was a breeze. If not ready, the swiftness seemed agitating. I was ready for all the things that presented, luckily, but some of the people I interact with weren't ready for what was presented, and it caused a lot of internal struggle that was not necessarily spread around, but it wasn't comfortable to watch. What I did notice is that chaos began to reorder itself, okay? But it also increased. That has to do with the vibrational acceleration and the amount of people that are feeling it that aren't yet beginning to actually work with it. This is a transitional phase that I think is going to last a couple of months, no, just a month. And which is really interesting because that aligns with our, I don't know what to call it, the numerical new year, yeah, the beginning of 2022. I don't think we've reached the threshold of difficulty yet. So I said the threshold of difficulty because it seems as though we've been talking about society being at odds with itself for a really long time, and it is taking even longer for people to come to terms with the fact that the difficulty is a symbol or a sign to do some work, and instead they're working on things that are outside of them, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but some people are doing that out of habit, and it is creating a dynamic that is spreading because they don't know why what they're doing isn't really working. It's because it's outdated for them, but it's not outdated for other people. It's kind of like time to pass the baton on some of the projects and idealizations and some of the way, even the words we use, they need to shift so that this passing of the baton is actually possible. This is one of the main things that I wrote down. Some of the people with the real magic are still realizing that they're chasing a carrot on a string. Some people with the real magic are still realizing that they're chasing a carrot on a string. What does that mean? That means that there are limitations in play that they are not aware of, and they're unintentionally perpetuating it. The way that that works for most people, the way it worked for me, has to do with language. The language that we use, not just how we speak to ourselves in our head, but that's a big one to start with. It's also how we describe what we're doing and how we think it's going to work out. Some people are on the manifestation ideology, right? And immediately they shift. Their small business is actually a big business because it's very important to them. This is fantastic. But this has to go into all aspects of the way we treat ourselves and others. Otherwise, it's kind of like putting on a costume for just a little bit of time and then putting it aside as if it's unimportant and it doesn't actually involve the whole life or everything that's in our life. Overall, this month was a lot of work. I wrote that down knowing that it was a lot of work. The whole month was a lot of work, but it provided the opportunity to build a very strong foundation. It was very specifically energetically laid out with the dates and the available energy and then the collective movement. It was very magical. A lot of people didn't get in on that. And if you're one of those people, December is going to set up the same. But here's the thing. It doesn't do it for January, February, March, and April. So if you want to learn how to do this, I'm putting it in my email that is going out next week. And it's basically how to take advantage of the energy of manifestation in a time frame dealing with the energy that you're provided. And what I'm going to do is shrink it so that you can do it at other times of the year. But December is a really good month to play it out in for the first time, just like the opportunity of November. Okay, stay tuned because you have a December preview. I'm about to record it. I think I'll shift seats though. Those people over there seem loud and joyous, and I didn't need to tell you that, but that's how I do. All right, bye. Thanks for listening. Do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel, especially if you enjoy these videos. I am trying to make it so that I can go live on this channel, and I need 1,000 of you amazing people subscribing. Thank you.